Sometimes, love looks like sharing. A bite of your cookie, a piece of your dinner, a taste of your morning toast. You look down at those big, hopeful eyes, and you can't resist. It feels right. After all, it's food made with love, and your dog is family. But what if that little piece of kindness could do more harm than good? Many of us show affection through food. We believe that sharing what we enjoy is another way of saying, I love you. But for dogs, not all human foods are safe. In fact, some can quietly cause discomfort, illness, or even serious poisoning. And the scariest part? Most of these foods are common. They're sitting right in our kitchens, waiting for a curious nose or a kind hand to share them. Your dog trusts you completely. When you hand them something, they don't question it. They eat it because it comes from you. That's what makes this topic so important. The danger doesn't come from neglect or cruelty, but from love that simply didn't know better. In this story, we'll uncover 5 everyday foods that might be hiding danger behind every bite. You'll learn not just what to avoid, but why these foods are harmful and how to replace them with safe alternatives. Because real love isn't about sharing everything. It's about protecting the ones who'd share their whole world with you. It's almost impossible to resist the smell of chocolate, sweet, rich, and comforting. And when you're enjoying a piece, it's easy to think, just one bite won't hurt. Your dog looks up at you, tail wagging, eyes soft, waiting for a taste. But what they don't know, and what we often forget, is that chocolate isn't a treat for them. It's a toxin. Chocolate contains a compound called theobromine, a substance that humans can process easily, but dogs cannot. Even small amounts can build up in their system, overstimulating their heart and nervous system. The darker the chocolate, the higher the concentration, and the greater the danger. To your dog, it might taste delicious, but inside, it's quietly poisoning them. The symptoms don't always appear immediately. A few hours after eating it, you might notice vomiting, restlessness, excessive panting, or trembling. In severe cases, it can lead to seizures or even heart failure. It's terrifying because it can start with something as innocent as a brownie crumb or a few chocolate chips dropped on the floor. So if your dog ever eats chocolate, don't wait. Call your vet immediately. Even if they seem fine at first, internal damage can already be happening. Prevention is your greatest protection. Keep chocolate stored high, out of reach, and never share desserts, no matter how small the portion. Instead, give them a safe, dog-friendly treat. They won't know the difference, but your heart will, because you'll know you're giving love that doesn't hurt. Your dog trusts you completely. Every bite they take from your hand is an act of faith. Make sure what you give them says, I care for you, not I didn't know better. Picture this. You're in the kitchen, snacking on a bunch of grapes. One drops to the floor. Before you can pick it up, your dog is already there, tail wagging, proud of finding a treat. It feels harmless, maybe even cute. But what just happened could be far more dangerous than it seems. Grapes and raisins might look innocent, even healthy, but for dogs, they're silent killers. Just one or two can trigger acute kidney failure. What's even more frightening is that no one fully understands why. Scientists still haven't identified the exact toxin responsible. All we know is that it's unpredictable. One dog might eat a handful and be fine, while another could fall seriously ill from a single grape. The first signs often appear within hours: vomiting, fatigue, refusal to eat, or sudden excessive thirst. Inside, their kidneys start to shut down, and by the time the symptoms are visible, it can already be too late. The damage happens quietly, invisibly. That's what makes grapes and raisins so dangerous. We underestimate them. They seem healthy because they're natural. But for dogs, natural doesn't mean safe. If your dog ever eats even a few, contact your vet right away. Don't wait to see if they act sick. Every minute counts, and next time you reach for grapes, make sure your dog's nose isn't nearby. Replace the sharing moment with something harmless: apple slices, blueberries, or a crunchy carrot. They'll feel loved just the same. Because love isn't about giving them what we enjoy. It's about keeping them safe from what they can't understand. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for your dog is not to share. There's something comforting about the smell of dinner cooking, the sizzle of onions, the warmth of garlic filling the air. Your dog smells it too, their nose twitching, eyes following every move, hoping for a taste. After all, it's just food, right? But for them, those simple ingredients can be dangerously toxic. Onions and garlic, whether raw, cooked, powdered, or mixed into meals, contain compounds that can damage a dog's red blood cells. Over time, this leads to anemia, a condition where their body can't carry enough oxygen. It's not an immediate poison, it's a slow one. Sometimes it takes several small servings before symptoms appear, but by then, the damage has already begun. You might notice your dog becoming weak, tired, or uninterested in food. Their gums may look pale, their breathing faster, their energy lower. It's heartbreaking because we often cause it unknowingly. By sharing leftovers or seasoned meat we think they'll enjoy. Even small amounts can build up. A bit of onion from a stir-fry, a piece of garlic bread, or a spoon of soup. It all adds up in their body. The danger hides not in quantity, but in repetition. The safest rule is simple: no onions, no garlic, no seasoning meant for humans. Dogs don't need flavor to feel love. They need safety. If you want to treat them, use plain cooked meats or dog-approved snacks. They'll love it just as much, maybe even more, because to your dog, it's never about what's on the plate. It's about who's giving it. Protect them from the foods that steal their strength quietly, and you'll be giving them the best gift a dog could ever ask for: a long, healthy life beside you. A warm morning coffee, a slice of cheese, a scoop of ice cream. They're simple pleasures we love to share. And when your dog looks up, eyes wide and hopeful, it's almost impossible not to offer a little taste. They wag their tail, lick their lips, and for a moment, it feels like happiness. But what happens next isn't always so sweet. Most adult dogs are lactose intolerant. When they were puppies, their bodies produced an enzyme called lactase that helped digest their mother's milk. But as they grow, that enzyme fades away. Without it, dairy becomes difficult to process. Milk, cheese, and ice cream can cause stomach pain, bloating, diarrhea, or gas, discomfort they can't explain, only endure. It's easy to mistake these symptoms for something else, or to believe a little bit won't hurt. But even small servings, given often, can upset their digestive system and make them feel sick. They won't complain. They'll still wag their tails because they trust you. But inside, their body struggles with what their heart happily accepted. If you want to give them something creamy, choose lactose-free options made for dogs, or a small spoon of plain yogurt. It's safer, and they'll love it just the same. Because real love isn't about giving them what they crave. It's about giving them what keeps them well. And sometimes that means saying no to the treats that bring smiles today, but stomach aches tomorrow. It's dinner time. You finish your meal, and your dog is there, tail wagging, eyes pleading, hoping for just a small taste. Maybe a piece of bread, a bite of steak, or a spoonful of what's left on your plate. It feels harmless, even loving, to share. But these small, everyday gestures can quietly harm them over time. Bread, fried foods, and fatty meats aren't toxic like chocolate or grapes, but they carry a different kind of danger. Their high fat and calorie content can lead to obesity, pancreatitis, and long-term digestive problems. The extra grease or butter might taste delicious to your dog, but inside it strains their organs, especially their pancreas, which can become inflamed and painful. Sometimes the danger comes from seasoning. Salt, spices, and sauces meant for humans can upset a dog's stomach or raise their blood pressure. Even a little leftover meat soaked in flavoring can trigger days of discomfort. And yet, they'll still eat it because they trust that anything from you is safe. To them, a scrap from your plate feels like love, but to their body, it's confusion. Food that smells wonderful but hurts later. It's one of the hardest lessons for any dog owner to learn. Not everything we enjoy belongs to them. The best gift you can give is balance. Healthy treats made for dogs, simple, unseasoned foods, and love served without guilt. Because sometimes the kindest thing you can do isn't sharing your meal, but saying softly, "Not this one, my friend." Accidents happen, even to the most careful dog parents. Maybe your dog snatches a chocolate chip off the floor or finds a grape that rolled under the table. When it happens, don't panic, but don't wait either. Time can make the difference between discomfort and something far worse. If your dog eats something toxic, call your vet immediately or contact a pet poison hotline. Describe what they ate, how much, and when. Never try to make them vomit without guidance. Some substances can do more harm coming back up than staying down. Keep emergency numbers nearby and act calmly but quickly. Your voice and composure will reassure your dog as you get help. Remember, mistakes happen. What matters most is what you do next. Awareness, speed, and love can turn a scary moment into a second chance. Now you know that some of the foods we share with love can quietly harm the ones we adore most. Chocolate, grapes, onions and garlic, dairy, fatty foods, and leftovers. Each one carries risks that dogs can't see, but we can. And that's what makes us their guardians. Dogs trust us completely. When they take food from our hand, they don't question it. They don't know what's dangerous, what's safe, or what could hurt them later. They simply trust that everything we give comes from love. And that's why knowledge matters. Because love without awareness can do unintentional harm. Being a responsible dog parent doesn't mean never giving treats. It means choosing wisely, learning deeply, and putting their well-being before our impulse to share. They don't need a taste of your dinner to feel loved. They already feel it every time you care for them, protect them, and stay by their side. So next time your dog looks up at you with those pleading eyes, remember, love isn't measured in bites of food. It's measured in years of health, safety, and trust. And when you choose to protect them, even when it's hard to say no, that's when your love truly speaks the loudest.